Hey, fellow Riblets, how you guys doing today? Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I actually had to do something real quick. Sorry about that. I'm also playing on the YouTube as well, so I forgot to push the mute button for it. And Sandy, I knew you'd be here. Hello, and if I think I'm not mistaken, both Amy's are here right now. Hello, Amy Rockin' Coach, and hello, Brisket Boomers, Amy Perrin, and also, um, hello, No Slow, Gary. So, hey guys, how you doing? I am going to actually allow. Let me just put it into the chats. First, I gotta post it. So, one of the things I want to talk about though before I actually do post it is I had some kindness that has been brought around to me. A couple people actually got me food, so I actually thank you for that because it's um, well, one of them I had told about because it was a phone thing, and the other one I'm not sure how she found out, but they actually sent food to me because of the government shutdown. Unfortunately, I actually do EBT, food stamps for my food, and just found out yesterday, of all days, that I will not be getting it for November. So they were gracious enough to send me some food from Walmart, and I'm super grateful for that. Now, where my annoyances hit is okay. This is sort of what annoys me a little bit, and we can talk about it when you guys come on here and stuff. But I never once got a letter, never got an email, nothing that it was going to be. Now, I don't know if I'm going to still yet to get it. My official day of when I normally get it would be on the 2nd of November. So you would think that I would have gotten something by now, but it's possible they could send it the day before and be like, "Oh, tomorrow you're not getting anything." The second thing that bothered me a little bit was at first I thought it was a problem with my phone, but when I called some other places, the calls went right through. And so I tried calling the EBT, to find out what was going on, and it would not go through. So not only do they not tell you, did not tell me, but they actually turned off all communication for me to even check it out. And when I tried going online, it was not it was not going through. So I just think that that's sort of irresponsible on their part. So yeah, I mean, Amy, you're having the same situation. I mean, and there's people in even worse situations than I am. I mean, there's people with families. I don't have a family. Just by myself. Well, unless you got my roommate, but you know, and I'm eternally grateful for those. I don't really want to mention. I don't want to embarrass them and mention their names, but I know exactly who they are, and I'm eternally grateful for them and eternally grateful for everybody. So I'm going to put in the chats, you know, if you want to talk about it. I just think that the government, things happen. I get that. But what I don't like is the way they handle it. I mean, in my opinion, they should have at least when you make a phone call to them, they should have at least some like on the voicemail when you call be like, okay, due to government shutdown, we do apologize, but there will be no food stamps in November. Give some kind of message. Don't just like literally like I was being hung up on. Like the phone would ring, click. Phone rang, click. And at first I thought it was my phone. My phone wasn't receiving call, like allowing me to make phone calls. Ended up it wasn't that. It was actually on their end that they actually didn't want to do. So, I'm hoping we could talk about other things too. But I just want to put that across that, if it wasn't for the kindness of people like, those two people and people like others, you know, I mean, I'd survive, don't get me wrong, but still, it's like, in a way, it makes the government so ignorant, no offense, and they can put me in shackles if they want to for saying that, but, um, you know, and also too, how long, like, if this is the way they're handling things, is it gonna be just for November, or is it gonna go on longer than that? I guess so, Margaret, I mean, I admit I don't watch the news that much, and maybe, you know, um, you know, uh, and I'll take blame on it. I still think that they should have still been able to, I should have been able to call and get some kind of information. Okay, that's true. I could fast for a month, even though I'm part of a program that says, he doesn't really want me to fast, but, according to Google, they're not allowed to affect the only way it's gonna really affect, Social Security or, SSDI, Social Security Disability, which is what I'm on too, is if, like, I was, like, just applying for it, it could extend the application a little bit more, but if you're already on it, um, by law, they're not supposed to take that away. And that kind of questions me on the food stamps. I mean, aren't food stamps used for people that like I needed them? I'm okay now. I do have a part-time job, and I can take that money, and the only problem is it's not as cheap to buy meat as it is to buy the junk. And um yeah, no, according to Google, it won't affect SS. And they did not send me a letter, Margaret. So I agree that, to watch the news, but the thing is, you need that personal effect too. The news is more blanket, I guess you could say. Oh, you're talking about for your mom, right, Amy? Okay. So, I mean, we're all somewhat affected by this, and just think of the people, and we wonder why people eat so unhealthy and everything like that. You got to do what you got to do, and if that means, you know, they make the good foods too expensive, and then it's well, yeah. I don't think I then again, you never know. People can be a little heartless, but especially people in that kind of field. But I don't think they would kick your mom out. So, uh, so I'm trying to just sorry about that. So, um, I mean, I'm good. I'm very good, and I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. You know, very, very grateful. And no, I am not asking for money for myself because, just like Amy said, she's being affected too. A lot of us are being affected by this. And I think they're just better. I think what annoys me is there are better ways the government could have handled this, much better ways. And um, And like I said, we have a government shutdown and people can't get food. Like, what about people that literally are poor, that rely on this to feed their families? If they're irresponsible enough not to not to send a letter or to shut off the ability to call them and at least get a voicemail telling what's going on. I mean, you know, you know, like we can say all we want, like, oh, what you gotta watch the news and stuff like that. Well, okay, but still, yeah, not everybody can watch the news. Not everybody has a TV. I know plenty of people that don't have cable, and they get their news either through the grapevine or just like me. I don't really watch news because I don't really watch the cable, you know. And if I didn't hear it from another person for me to check it out, I would never have known because I never got the letter. Hello, Angela. How you doing? Hello, Ellen. How we doing? You know. So I mean, I think I'm just a little taken back by the irresponsibility that my particular government has shown on this particular case. Uh, I'm actually talking about Ellen on how you know on how I had a couple people actually were gracious enough to help me because they found out that me amongst a bunch of other people, including a couple people in this chat here, aren't getting their EBT. For their food stamps for the month of November, and who knows, it could be longer. And and on a personal level, I never three things. I never got a letter ever stating this, and I also never when I tried making a phone call and tried going online, both times they wouldn't go through. And at first I thought it was my phone, but it ended up not being my phone because other things were going through. So it was going to that particular, you know, institution, EPT. So instead of like having a voicemail automatically for when people call, actually, hold on one second. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I don't know why, but my room all of a sudden got really hot. So I just turned on the fan. Yeah. So and they're uncontactable. You can't contact them. They're as soon as I make a phone call, it hangs up on you. Like it's like 2 seconds, it hangs up. End call. Call ended. And it's just here. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's have some fun here. All right. There's my phone right here. Okay. All right. So I have it on speed dial. All right. So I'm going to make the phone call, and then you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And if it ends up going through, then you know what? That's good in itself. Okay. So I'm putting on speakerphone. It already hung up. That's what it's been doing. I've tried about 20 times to get a hold of them just to find out what's going on, and not even not even letting it go to an automated voicemail. To me, that is horrible, horrible service. The government's supposed to be working for the people. That is horrible customer service. I should be able to call and at least know from them. From what I hear, it's a national issue, but not from all the states. New Jersey's one of them. Um, I think Michigan is like, there's a few states. I know of New Jersey because I live in New Jersey, you know. So, Yeah, I mean, it is all because of the shutdown, Amy. But the thing is okay. Well, if the shutdown. Think about it for 1 second. If the shutdown is um, causing if shutdown is causing issues with like stuff like EBT and stuff like all these programs, okay, shouldn't there be a place in there that keeps these things from canceling out? Like they're not getting rid of Social Security and they're not getting rid of SSDI because it's something we need. But don't a lot of us need EBT? Don't a lot of us need to eat? You're telling me that for a whole month, like I get that we're carnivore and that most of us can actually, most of us can actually, go, like fast, just like Gary just said. But first off, I have never tested myself to fast a month, and second, hello, Larry. Um, and I think there's somebody else that just came in here. And retired Rick, hello. you know and it's just very, very problematic. And and I know we're all going through this, but what gets me is, you would think something like food stamps would be protected just like the other stuff. um I mean, I could see certain things like okay, maybe you're not going to get as much. Maybe there's going to be a little bit more limit. You have to kind of tighten your belt a little bit, but to not give it at all, I don't know. That seems a little irresponsible to me. You know, you know, and it just seems like, it's kind of weird with the government shutdown. Like maybe I'm being a little bit naivete, but I always remembered, like, let's do an example here, okay? Even when something is going on, okay, like the government shuts down and we lose everything. I mean, again, maybe I'm being a little ignorant. Maybe I'm being, and I do apologize on that ignorance, and I don't deny the ignorance if it's there. But if like say you have a teacher strike, God forbid, okay, does the school close down completely because you had a teacher strike? The last time I checked, no, they get people that they hire for substitutes, and sometimes even like the principal and them will end up teaching classes, you know, or if you have a janitor strike, like other people come in and they pitch in. If I had a strike at the job I had, and we weren't, well, guess what? The people that were DMs and stuff like that would actually come in. They had actually had a strike at my job years and years ago, where the people that worked in the warehouse all went on strike. They all, and guess what? All the DMs of all the stores, all the RV, all the regional managers, everybody, all had to go to the warehouse and they had to do production for prom season. So it does close down during a teacher strike. You see, I always thought that they would just get people that would, if teachers are on strike, I always thought, so, okay, so I'm a little naive and I do apologize, Larry. So, you know, but maybe this is just proving my stupidity. I don't know. But, you know, I just think we should be better informed, and that's basically it. So, um, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Alan. And how you doing, Apex? So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Hello, Aaron. How are we doing? So I agree that stockpiling and the thing is that's we should still be informed. I'm not saying that I didn't have some things. Like I'm so grateful for the two people that helped me, but it's if I even if I didn't get their help, I would have been okay. Like I said, I'm talking about the people that don't have that ability. That you know, and in a way, I understand. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? I didn't even
Hello.
see you in the background there.
I just popped in.
Oh, okay. How we doing? Hey, is that cat that I saw on Facebook?
Maybe I've been posting them a lot.
Yeah, I forget the name, Steven or
Hi.
something like that.
Oh no, no, no. Those are different ones.
Okay.
We have a lot of kittens right now. We have like
Yeah, how adorable.
20.
How adorable. So
Okay.
I
What's
don't
going
know if
on?
you got a gist of what we're talking about here, but
Nope. I came on, I clicked the link.
so I didn't say who it was, but I got two people that were very generous and sent me food. And
Mm. So I think it's important to make everyone aware of what's happening with the government
yeah,
because when I hear government shutdown, I think, oh, like the museums aren't running or they're not cleaning the parks, and we don't really think about, people that get, you know, um, support for food are not getting their benefits. I know I wouldn't think of that. Um, yeah, so it's crazy,
it
you
is, it
know.
is. And what I was actually saying to them, in my opinion, I don't claim to be right about everything. Like I can be very ignorant. I don't deny that. But and I had a couple of people correct me.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not so much about it's like I personally never got a letter saying that I wasn't going to be getting any EBT. Never got any email, never got any letter indicating this. And when
Yeah,
I
you know
tried to
why they
call,
didn't do that? Because the government shut down. So the people that
because
people
they
that
had
send
no
the
one to
letters
do it.
out are
Exactly.
not there.
Right.
Yeah.
And not only that, but like when I make the phone calls, I don't even get it. Like it just doesn't even go through. Like there's
And
not
that
even
might be
a
because
voicemail
that might be
saying,
because
"Hey,"
that so many people are calling,
right.
you
But
know?
I would just, it's just annoying no matter how you look at it.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
And
So
you know,
I think it's definitely appropriate. Put your buy me a coffee link in, and
yeah,
anyone who can send you one coffee, If everyone sent you one coffee, you know, you'd be eating ribeyes.
Yeah, yeah, that's
But,
true.
like, you know what I mean? So, like, and again, it's just it's something that I never experienced in my life, having to, get support in that way. So I don't think of that stuff, you
Right,
know? And I think it's important for all of us just to kind of be aware of what's happening and how it affects people. Especially, November is the beginning of the holiday season. We're going to be going into Thanksgiving. And I'm not saying that, Thomas has to have his turkey, but like families, like rely on that. So, yeah.
right, and not only that, but I mean, like I was saying, like I don't even have a family. I'm one person. Can you imagine people that can't afford it and actually have kids and actually have a family?
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at them.
Yeah.
You know,
And they really rely on it. Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
So I
There's
just
the
put it. I
link.
just put it into the chats. I did the trick, and I'm going to actually pin that to the top instead of
And
the other.
I think you'll get the benefits for November. They will do it. But once they reopen the government,
Yeah,
until then you won't get it, you know.
yeah.
So,
And we don't. I mean, we say for November, but it could last even longer than that. We don't know how long it's going to last
well, it
for.
depends on who, and I see lots of talk in it about the different sides of our government. And listen, unfortunately, we the people are like like the children in the middle of a bad divorce
Right.
custody battle.
Yeah.
And we're the ones that are gonna feel the pain, and
Yeah.
then it's gonna really depend on who flinches first, which
I
side flinches
totally agree.
first.
I totally agree. And Gary Muslim made a point that like we should have learned more and we should have learned from COVID and actually had like stock and stuff like stock up our pantries and stuff.
Yeah.
And I agree with him.
It's hard. Carnivore stuff is hard though, because you have to do
Right.
sardines, canned fish. They do have canned meat.
Yeah.
Um, you know, yes. Can I help you with something? Okay. But like you need to, you just, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is.
What does everyone else feel about this in the chat?
I'm getting like
Well,
different vibes. Ellen thinks it's a travesty the government is, you know,
it shut down, right?
yeah. And Amy Davis, Rockin' Keto Amy
Yeah.
was concerned about Social Security, which according
Yeah.
to the thing that I read, they're not affecting Social Security. Um, I'm gonna say though they're not affecting Social Security or SSDI yet. I mean, who knows what could happen down the road? But right now, legally, they can't. They have to. Those guys have to be protected. So
So
yeah,
right now, just the SNAP benefits. Yeah. And think about people on public assistance that eat the way we eat. It would be so much more affordable for Thomas to buy carbs. It's
yes,
cheaper.
that eventually
And
that would have been my
that will do to his blood sugar and then to his overall health.
mhm.
So it's very yeah, it's really it's terrible. I remember Thomas texted me, yeah, was it yesterday or the night before? He was like, "Yeah, my iPhone." He goes, "Thomas got a new phone." He goes, "Yeah, the iPhone's not working. It's dropping calls, blah blah blah." He was calling freaking Snap,
Yeah.
and I don't think the phone's fine. I think it's either
Oh,
they turned off the lines,
I called the other number. I was like, let me try some other numbers, and
or
they
so
all
many
went
people are
through.
calling. It's overwhelmed, probably.
Right.
So when he said to me, "Oh, I didn't get my November benefits," as soon as I did, the first thing I did was I Google searched it, and I saw all the search results come up, and I said, "Oh shit, Thomas, you didn't get the benefits because the
Oh,
government
good
shut
job.
down." And I
Right.
sent them one of the articles, and that's when I realized that that's what was happening. So,
Yeah.
it's very terrible.
Yeah. So no, I mean this is all and I thank you, Mace Footy. I'm not sure who Mace Footy is, but I'm very grateful to you. Just bought me 3 coffees. So
Nice.
very very nice. I appreciate it. And
And we're lucky that things like eggs have come back down in price.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not talking about, you know, New York strip steaks and ribeyes here. We're just trying to get the bare minimum,
Just trying to get the nutrition, you know.
right, just to get through this. And then, once things are back up and running, you can do stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, stuff like that.
And some more generosity has come my way, and I'm very grateful. Is I got two people that actually brought some groceries to my house. Um, so
Mhm.
one bought me eggs, burgers, and butter, and the other one bought me bacon, eggs, and Kerrygold butter.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah. So
Well,
and I
Kerrygold, we
know
don't
who
have
they
that
are.
often. That sounds
I'm just
good.
not saying it because I don't want to embarrass them. But I'm very grateful.
Well,
And
you can say one of them.
okay, thank you. I just wanted the permission. Lewis is the one person that helped me out.
Right. No, yeah. So yeah, I sent Thomas frozen hamburger patties and eggs, and I said
Yeah.
to him, I said, Thomas, this is not, the most luxurious meal, but
No.
just
And
make
I'm
it, make it,
so
make it last, make it last.
yeah. And we have oh well it will. But I mean,
Yeah.
matter of fact, don't forget in about on the 6th of November. So what is that, about 2 weeks? Maybe a
Yeah.
little bit less.
The
Um,
first is on Saturday.
okay.
So yeah, a week from Saturday.
Okay. So I'm going to Carrie's.
Oh, that's right.
So I need to bring food because you think she's going to have the food that I need to eat. So
No.
guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to probably bring the box with me there.
Yep. All the
Okay.
frozen patties, right?
And I'm going to bring
Does she have an air fryer?
now
You said she does, right? She has an air fryer, right?
yeah, it's like connected to the oven. It's like inside the oven, so she has all that stuff.
So you need
Like
like a
my
tray
sister
or
has like
something,
top of the line stuff.
a
Like she
pan
has
or something.
those microwaves that are like the drawer microwaves, not the ones with the
Yeah,
door, but
fancy.
the ones
Yeah.
that are like 2,000, like $2,000-3,000.
Yeah.
That's the microwave she has. But I'm not saying she's rich, but she has more money than I do, obviously. But
I know, Rick. We need to get the squirrels.
and then I'm going to also heart attack squirrel. Yeah, you know why? Because Rick Charger Mopar's here, so we got two Ricks here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have retired Rick and never will retire Rick.
Right. And then
Oh,
I'm
come
gonna
on. That
take
was good. That was
it
very
was.
clever.
And then to be generous, I'm actually, I'll share my eggs with my roommate because that way you can have.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
gonna
mean,
take,
it was a lot of eggs.
well, 60 eggs plus 18. So 78 eggs,
And you know
you
how
know,
much those 60 eggs were? It was so cheap.
and it's like 11, like 11,
It was like
$12.
it was like $10.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's gone down then. Last time
Yeah.
I went
And listen, they're
shopping a
not
month
are
ago,
they
it was
free
like
range eggs? No,
11.98.
but we're just surviving over here.
Yeah. If you had to survive on eggs, so be it. Egg it on, you know.
Egg, yeah.
But I plan on hard
This
boiling a bunch of
cat
them
is
and bringing them to my
dangerous.
sisters. Just taking like 18 or something like that, and just hard boil them right before I go, and I'll just bring them to Carrie's. And then plus I have her chicken eggs, so I'll be able to steal from that.
Oh yeah. No, you're not stealing. You're
Well,
helping her by
it
collecting the
was just a
eggs.
term of endearment,
You
but yeah.
happen to just eat some of them.
I'm sure the chickens have something to say about it, but
No.
who are you to take our eggs? um,
Yeah, the kid or Amy Brisket Boomers is here.
yes,
And
which is always a
yeah,
nice surprise.
the kittens around me right now are some of our rescue kittens that we just brought down out of the foster room. They're going to be running around my house.
Right.
They're about a pound each, so they're really small. But we're just talking about the
Yeah.
government shutdown and how it's affecting people that get food support. Um
Now,
that's
another thing
right.
I'm grateful for, and just putting this out there, if this was a year ago, I would never have been able to work.
Yes.
Okay. So if this was happening a year ago,
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think of
I,
that.
at least now I can work part time. Does it hurt me being able to save up for certain things? Uh,
Yeah.
Temporarily, yes. I'm not going to lie. But, at least I can put a budget through and start thinking about what to do and
Yeah,
stuff.
and that's another reason why I sent you the food because I'm sure you have food now, like
I
enough
do.
for today,
Yeah.
tomorrow, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to have to decide, do I pay my cell phone bill first or do I pay, stuff like that, At least now you have a little bit
I have a little bit
of a
more time, a
leeway.
little bit more
Right.
a little bit more leeway,
Yeah.
you know? No, absolutely. Absolutely, and,
So this live stream has become a telethon
don't
for
most live
Thomas,
streams
for
my
Thomas and his SNAP benefits.
in my SNAP benefits?
So if
But
so
but
if you donate now, you will get nothing.
no,
Thank yous.
I do wanna put out there that, um, if you know somebody that needs the help immensely, help them,
Mhm.
like, as much as I appreciate you helping me,
Yeah.
again, I'm a single person
Yep.
that and
And your
I've already
roommate,
gotten
does he
help
get
by a couple
benefits or he
people.
gets just Social Security? What does your roommate get?
He gets regular Social Security.
Mhm.
Mine technically isn't Social Security. Mine technically is SSDI for the disability.
Right.
But he gets regular Social Security. He never got food stamps, so the food stamp thing doesn't really affect him.
Okay. So
You know.
his right, but that's good though because then if his income was also affected, now you're talking about because you guys share the rent, you guys share the cell phone bills, so
Mhm.
like you have to think of all these things,
Yeah. And according to um, Google information, Social Security and disability, the only way they're going to be affected are for people that are applying and like are on a wait list. It might affect the wait list, but I'm not on a wait
Mhm.
list. Neither is he, so it's not really going to affect. It shouldn't affect me. Now, like I
Okay.
said before, if we keep on having issues like this down the road, I can't say, which is probably another reason. Like before, I just wanted to start working because I just want to not really have to rely on the government anymore, and I want to
Yeah.
live my life. But now it's almost becoming like, okay, now we got, just like Gary said about preparing by having stuff in the cupboard. I got to kind of prepare, like, okay, well, if I'm able to start working, maybe I should prepare for the concept or the day that I'm a little sooner than expected, the day that there is not going to be any help. And
But for that, you'd have to work a lot more hours, and then
I
you would
would,
lose
I
your other
would,
benefits, your
right,
disability.
right,
So, like, it's almost like you have to be ready to go all in or not?
right, exactly. I mean, luckily, I still have to take the work program. They wanted me to wait until January. I'm trying to call the guy up for that. I'm going to call him
Mhm.
tomorrow. I couldn't find his phone number because when we transferred the phone over, some numbers didn't go through.
Well, where's your old phone? You still have it.
Oh yeah, it's in my thing. I didn't even think of that. But no, I found his number
That tells me that the number is saved
in a different
on a different
atmosphere.
account somewhere, maybe locally on the phone, not because remember, we did logged into Gmail, so everything came down.
Yeah.
But yeah, check the old phone.
Well, I don't have to. I found the number. So, but yeah, for anything else, I'll check the phone and see if I can find other numbers that didn't go
Yeah.
through. But for that particular thing, I actually found his business card on the email,
Oh,
and
good.
I found
Oh, cool. His
like a
contact information.
virtual business card, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a call.
My
I
hair's
did
a
email him a
mess.
couple times, but not everybody reads their emails. Um, so I'll try to get a hold of him. But
Gary, that is not a good cat name. Please don't name a cat that.
what is the name of the cat?
He
Carrie?
wants to name the cat General Toast Chicken because when people say that, oh, the meat is not it's not chicken, it's probably cat.
Oh, sorry.
Not funny.
Well, it was not like the cat would know what you're talking about, but still.
No, no. It's amazing how much clearer things are with my glasses on. Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I have
So
to get my eyes checked soon. I have to get my eyes and teeth
did you
looked
go
at.
for a walk yet or no?
Not yet. No, I figure I'd do
Okay.
this first. I did go. The furthest I went was to the store to buy coffee from work, which
Okay.
which with my discount for any size coffee cost me $1. So
Oh, so you walked to the quick check.
yes.
Oh, good.
And thank you, Amy. Let me see who else
Oh,
I have to
which
thank.
Amy?
Rocking Keto.
Oh, rockin' keto.
Or I'm sorry, Rocking Coach, Amy, just bought me 3 coffees. So thank you, Amy.
Apex Odyssey, is that the young lady that uh we shared her channel the other day? You said that she doesn't have her name publicly out.
Mm.
Apex Odyssey.
I mean, I know who Apex Odyssey is. I just don't know if it's who we're talking about.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
watched one of her live streams the other day, this
oh
morning or
no, you're talking
yesterday.
about Crochet Grandma.
No, no, no.
Oh,
Apex Odyssey also was another one. Hello, Apex
yeah.
Odyssey.
Apex Odyssey's been around for a while. She hasn't been on here for that long, much,
Yeah.
but
Oh, hello, Zelda. You coming up? Come. Yeah, we went from a 1 pound kitten to a 15 pound cat. Come. You gonna come up or no? Okay. Offended. Okay, so we're not gonna name cats after Chinese food. We decided that. Good. Unless it's lo mein. That's an adorable name for a cat.
low main.
Um, and yes, I do know that No Soul loves his cats. I know.
Yes. I mean, that just. So Apex says that she's been working 50 hours a week, haven't been doing lives though. So what do you do for a living, Apex?
Yeah,
You don't
Apex, what do
mind
you do
that?
for work? It's interesting. I hate the delay.
Do.
How about that Mitch this morning? Oh God.
I didn't see all of it.
I didn't, and it's so funny because I had to go out. I trapped 4 kittens this morning, and so I had to be there at 8 o'clock. But then I wanted to walk, so I walked project management for energy engineers. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds fascinating. And the amount of text that YouTube lets you type it in, just give me like a little saying about what that means.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I wasn't snubbing because usually I'm always on with Mitch on Sunday mornings because that's when I'm actually more available than not. So I was walking and then I had to go trap cats. So I couldn't jump on. Yeah. I Sandy, I typed in a comment in the chat, but I didn't send it. Turn off the comments. I mean, what are you gonna do? Or set it up in a way where that maybe like make a Google Voice number so people, if they have a question for just Mitch that they want Mitch to talk about in live stream, you can text it to the Google Voice number, stuff like that. Bye, Helen. Have a great day at church.
yeah. No, I mean, I did see some of it, and I don't remember if I made any comments. I mean, the most comment I might have made is hello,
Yeah.
but
It was interesting though. I was wondering about the controls that he has for live streams. I was wondering if there was maybe a super chat only mode because if you think about it, the only people that would pay 99 cents or whatever the minimum is, $1.99, whatever it is, would be someone that wants to ask Mr. Question. You're not going to pay $1.99 to chat with Peter or with Rick,
right.
you know. I did see Peter and Rick on the panel. I
Yep,
did. I know the
and Tina
panel. I
as
know the
well.
panel was occupied. I know. And at first, Mitch was worried that we were snubbing him. I was just I did a 2.5 mile walk and then I came home. I had to get the traps ready. I had to go trap the kittens. So I didn't um I didn't jump on this morning, but I was listening. Oh, Terry, so I have a female black cat for adoption.
I'm sure there's female black cats. They would have to be for
Yeah.
genetic reasons.
Hmm. Yes, John, I saw that he put a delay on the chat. That's good. The only Thank you, Rick, for reminding us that your chats are always free. Thank you. Um, the only thing that is annoying about the every 60 seconds is what if your question is two parts, right?
Right,
And you type in the first part, you hit the limit, and you type in the second part. Um, or what if he's answering it, and I guess usually he's far behind, but if he's and you want to give more information, just stuff like that.
right. Yeah, no, that's true. You know, and I mean, unfortunately, I had to kind of like, and I told you about this. One of the things, like, I always try to like rearrange things, and when I found out about the government shutdown, I had to
Mhm,
be like, okay, where can I take this money from?
mhm.
So I had to kind of like reevaluate things, and
All your
I always
subscriptions.
take away the things that are less important, like that are not really important in the concept of what
Correct.
do I need.
Right.
And unfortunately, I don't need to be part of memberships. I just do it because
Mhm,
I like to.
mhm,
So I called all the people I'm members of, like Mitch, Aaron, and Carrie, and told them, hey, I'm going to have to cancel out for a little bit until this whole thing
mhm,
settles down.
mhm,
And they're all three of them were very understanding. Mitch, when it comes to the YouTube memberships, is probably the most because he's about $6.99, and then Aaron's probably the cheapest at like $1.99, you know, and then Carrie is like only like $2.99. But and then also for the Healing Humanity, I did cancel that for a month or so. But
mhm.
and
Did you message Lynn or no?
did message Lynn. No, Carrie's going to talk to Lynn, and but the thing is
Just
this
ask Lynn, she's running the show.
yeah.
Forget about
Well,
Kerry, he doesn't
I
know what's
don't
going
really
on.
care. I mean, if I can't be there for a month, it doesn't matter. It's fine with me. I'll just be there
Yeah.
in the chats and stuff like that. It's I'll be back. I One thing I learned in life is nothing lasts forever.
Well, that's the
And
good thing
I,
about these memberships, you can dip in and out. It's not like,
yeah,
you know
and I know,
which
but they've
membership did you
offered me free
cancel?
memberships before, and I just, I said to Kara, I said, if you want to do that, that's fine, but then you have to like have me help you in some way, like help me, like whatever you need me to do. Just if I can do it, then we'll do that.
All they need you to do is to just
Be there.
join and and engage, talk with
Right.
people. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, I know,
That's
but
what makes it good.
I just don't want to. If I can help out in some way, I'll do that. But it's only for a short while, and it's just because I just couldn't defend, spending this money when I could use it for other things. When I could use it for food and stuff.
Apex Odyssey, don't if you don't know the bench thing, don't just don't
Yeah,
worry about it right
I
now.
would actually. It's too.
It's too complicated.
I guess that's a good word. I was
Yes,
thinking.
I guess Rick is correct. It's a long story.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I kind of was in and out at the end. Is he's still, because when he was saying things about he might like stop doing the morning coffee, he's still gonna be live tomorrow morning, right?
probably. I
Okay.
didn't see that part, but I would.
Yeah, I missed the end.
I don't think Mitch could really fully stop. I think it's too much. It's almost like an obligation to him, I guess you could say. Not really because he's obligated to us, but just because I think he needs to do it. So that's something. Yeah, no, Rick, I agree. He's never going to stop. I mean, the thing that's kind of funny though is it's like he wants it to be a certain way, and he gets frustrated when it's not that way. And there's when you have like so many people out there, you're never going to get it perfect. Not everybody is
Mhm.
going to be on the same page as you are, and you just have to kind of like learn to. There's some people that are very disruptive, and you have to kind of like look around them. Like you might have to do something with them, but for the most part, like one of the things that Mitch complains about a lot is how we talk to ourselves while he's talking. Well, it's just the nature of the beast. It's
I know. It's very hard. And aside from turning the chat off completely, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell Mitch on that part.
Mhm.
And it can be distracting, but it's distracting to me because I want to make sure I catch the chats.
I
But
never
if
chat.
you're
I'm
so worried
always
about other people, you
whenever
know,
I'm listening or watching, I'm always doing something else.
yeah,
So I'm not really like so I if I do chat, it's because whatever I'm listening to triggered something for me to say. But then if someone replies to me, I'm usually not even looking again.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I think when I respond, it's not always because something triggered in me, but something, it's like, okay, I just want people to know I'm here. So I might
Yeah,
say like a little thing here and there, just so that no one thinks I'm off the earth or anything like that. But
yeah,
like that went back to Planet New Jersey, where I come from. But
absolutely.
you
So
know,
we have a Zoom thing today, right? At what
at
time is it? 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock, yeah.
So Juliet, Coach Juliet, and I are going to be doing. She's going to be going over how we use Google Forms to create forms for health coaches to collect information from clients.
Okay.
So if you're interested in that, we can put the link in the chat. That's at 3 o'clock today.
Yeah, sure.
I know a lot of people here probably don't care about that, but if you want to jump on Zoom with us, you can. And I have
Yeah,
to
no,
sign off
definitely.
real quick because I'm heading out right now, but I'm gonna jump on YouTube. I'll put the chat, the link, the Zoom meeting in the chat.
No problem. Yeah, I'll
All
stay on
right.
for a few more minutes and
Yeah,
then
stay, talk. Someone else should
um
jump on.
yeah, I mean anybody that wants to come on is welcome, you know.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Bye,
right.
Thomas.
And
I'll see you
thank you
later.
again for the burgers and the
Oh, no
eggs.
problem. You got it. See you guys later.
So you guys were able to find out who the one person was. Um, if anybody wants to come on here and just like the show says, chew the fat, you know, more than welcome. All right. Um, I mean, Rick, if you want to come on here and tell us a little bit what happened on Mitch's channel, since I mean I didn't see all of it, and neither did Lewis. And I don't know if anybody saw anything. So you're breathing in a nebulizer with saline and grapefruit extract. That's interesting. I'm not sure. I guess it's just like a thing you breathe in through your nose or mouth, maybe. See a Kathmandu. There was actually a club that I used to live near. That was called Kathmandu in Trenton, New Jersey. Oh, that sounds good. Beef fat soup. You have pretty good taste there, Lizzie. And and retired Rick, I am a little taken back. Let me put this on the thing. He said he told me I was the wrong person for his channel, so I will unsubscribe from him. Period. Uh, I missed something. Who told you that, Rick? Because I find you to be a very good person. So, um, so Lewis just put in the training on Google Forms, October 26th, 3 p.m. Eastern. Join the Zoom meeting, HTTP, and on the YouTube, it should be, yep, you just click on the link. And matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. And look at that. We just opened the Zoom when the time comes. And it's going to be at 3 o'clock in a couple of hours. All right. So, hey, yeah, I already had my first meal, but I had it late today. I normally eat the latest I eat usually is seven a.m. But I actually was a little. I actually woke up around 7:30, so which is why I missed some of Mitch. Um, so I actually didn't have my first meal until nine a.m. And thank you, retired Rick. I appreciate that. So yeah, if anybody wants to go on the Zoom call, to learn, that'd be great. I've had Chick-fil-A, but not really desiring to have it right now. And thank you, Gary. Just bought me a coffee. I appreciate it. It says Gary Chapa. I'm guessing it's no slow though. So if I'm wrong, let me know. So thank you, Gary, very much. I appreciate the coffee. Um, oh my God, excuse me. Hmm. Getting older. So um, so right now I am. Oh, wait, let me just move this over to here. Okay, I know. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes I go over some things that just to make sure. Okay. So if anybody else wants to come on, um, oh yes, that's no problem. I can do that. Let me see. Invite guests. Copy. Paste. And join. All right. I forgot that I had it. I had it pasted at the top, but I took Lewis's suggestion to paste to buy me a coffee and um, excuse me. And okay. Hey Gary.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how we doing?
It's chilling.
Yeah, that's all you can do, right?
Yeah, enjoy some sun while I can get it this year.
I can see it seems nice and sunny out there right now. So
Yeah, a little breezy.
okay.
um, yeah, it's been getting cold at night.
Oh yeah.
My son was complaining yesterday. It's freezing in the house. It's only 55. Come on. So
Don't you have a thick skin? Can't you take it? Like
really,
you
I'm
know.
like,
Well, yeah,
I'm
it's
like
funny. My
layers, man.
my roommate yells out about how cold it is and everything like that. And like a few weeks ago, it was actually about 85 in the apartment. So I turned on the air for just a little bit, just enough to kind of cool it down a little bit. And he got like all upset with me and everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, wait a second here. I'm burning up. I'm hot. Your problem is that you're cold. Can't you wear a sweater? What am I supposed to do? Like,
Exactly. It doesn't cost anything to layer up, man.
right? Like, you
I
know,
said I
like,
got
come
plenty
on.
of blankets. I can give you more blankets if that's what you need.
Yeah, like I have plenty of quilts that I
I,
guess you could use. Just
I put the heat up to 58 for him, just to take the chill out of the air for him. But I mean, come
yeah.
on.
I set it about. I set my air conditioner or my thermostat to about 74. I set it at a little bit higher than just because to make them happy. But there's a
He,
certain level that you have to kind of do. Like, okay, if you're hot, if you're cold at 85, then there's nothing I can really
what
do
made me
about
mad is he left to work for the day,
it. Okay.
and so his bedroom's upstairs, and I come up here to use the deck to get my son in here. So I'm outside his bedroom, and he had the heat at the 65, and the window in the hallway is open. He's got the upstairs heat on.
Right.
Left for the day.
Like
I'm like,
if you're that cold, why are you even opening the windows? You know.
well, the window just in the hallway's been outside the room, been open, basically all summer long, just for airflow. But anyways, it's like, save money when it's easy. You know what I mean? That's easy money to save. Yeah, I'm chilly when I get up. I just, I put on. I usually wear shorts and t-shirts around the house. So I
Right.
put on a hoodie and pajama bottom, and then I'm fine. And then it warms up during the day. It's like,
And you just
or I keep the money in my pocket and then pay utility. I don't have to.
yeah. I mean, any way you could save is
Right. I mean, like I was saying about prepping. I mean, yeah, I could if I wanted to. I could eat expensive steaks and all that, but there's so many more important things to spend money on. You don't need to be blowing it on expensive steaks. Yeah, I buy them when they're on sale, and I stock them in the freezer. And so, like, they're predicting the meat supply price to go further through the roof.
right.
You know what I mean? When it goes over $10 a pound I won't pay. That's my upper limit.
Yeah, you have like
Buying
a certain
steak.
threshold, right?
Like, I'm not going to pay $10 a pound for any cut of meat. Period. I will buy stuff when it's on sale and have it available, so that never before in my life was I eating steaks on a regular basis, except for a few years ago. My son, I got into grilling, and my son was loving steaks, and steaks at the time were $6.99 a pound on sale. And so I was like, fine, dude, I'll cook you, I'll grill you a steak every night. And I practically was. He was eating 5 steaks 5 days a week at least, for a good year. I mean, he's a great candidate to go carnivore. He's on board with it and everything. He just hasn't done it personally. I mean, he doesn't have weight issues at all.
Yeah.
But you know what? I said your mental health could use some improvement, kid.
Yeah.
Help you think clearer. You still got room for improvement.
Yeah.
I said, you know what?
That's
You
absolutely
should
true.
just try it. You should just try it and see how it makes you feel, because it'll probably make you feel like you've never felt before. Now, I have more energy than he does now these days.
Which is
Usually me, I'm the one too
Right.
tired to do it. I'm asking, it's like, can you do this for me? Can you take this,
which is
put
sort of
something under the
ironic
house
in a
for
way.
storage,
Yeah.
or like today, I got these 2 Adirondack chairs
Okay.
that have been sitting in a box in my garage all summer long. I got 4 all together when they were on sale. I mean, real high quality resin ones that'll last a lifetime.
Right.
And they were on clearance for like $100 each. So I bought 4 of them. I bit the bullet. I'm sick of the flimsy ones that, with my weight, they'd break.
Yeah, and
So these are heavy duty ones.
I mean, to me, like when you buy something like that, if you take care of them and stuff like that, it's an investment. It'll last you a while. It's not something
Right,
that's going to last for a year and then you have to replace it. Last a few years.
Yeah.
So
yesterday I'm cleaning out the garage, and those like, time to put these together and get rid of them. And I'm like, all right, they're gonna go on the upper deck outside his room, and but they're heavy as hell. So what I did is I partially assembled them in the garage, and so they're like in basically two big pieces. And then I bought them in the house. And this morning, he was around, and he's like tripping over the parts going up and down the stairs to his room. I'm like, hey, can you grab some chair parts? on your way up, and he's like, I got to go to work in a little bit. I want to relax. I'll do it when I'm like, never mind. I'll do it myself. Not a big deal. And so I did. I've dragged the parts up here, and that's what I'm out here in the sun about ready to do. Is there's a couple of the chair parts right there that I'm gonna put together, and so it's like I don't need his help anymore. That's great about carnivore. I got the energy. I can. I'm not perfect yet. I still have a little bit of, my weight. I'm still like, I'm at, what I weighed today, 312. I've been hovering around, 311, 314 for the past few weeks. Remember I did that 2-week fast.
Right.
And I started at, I said, I'm sorry, guys, 315. But I started that fast at 325, and I went down to 304 in that 2 weeks. But then,
I mean,
4 or 5 days after that, I think I got back up as high as 319. And then after that, I settled back in the mid-teens there, like 317, 316. So I'm, the fast was good for at least 6-7 pounds benefit. But I'm in no hurry. Like you said, we all learned the ways of carnivore.
Right.
Absolutely. I don't need to listen to Mitch. I don't need to hear his story all the time. You know what? I've listened intently for the past year. I get it, and your message is simple. It's like, what's more to get? He could say the goal in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He does every day.
And
take the rest of the day off.
Somebody else was saying in the chat just now, sort of what you just said. Most of us have been with him for a long time, and we've kind of like
so
already.
Part of the problem is
it's not that we don't value him. It's just like we already know that things are addictive. We already know that there's a carb addiction, stuff like that. We get that. He needs a new blood that really needs to learn this stuff. And I think that's what he needs. He needs to be able to teach, and we just don't really need the teachings anymore. We don't need them as much. Do I still value his teachings? Of course, but we're not really like we're there because we're supporting you, Mitch. That's
I'm not going to quit my membership with it.
No.
I don't participate anymore, hardly.
No,
mostly because of the time change. Too early for me. I listen in a lot of times. I'll come in a little late. I don't bother to rewind or anything like that.
Well, I mean, I just announced that I had to kind of stop my membership with everybody I'm membership of. Doesn't mean I'm not going to go back to it. It just means right now I can't defend spending this extra money when I could use that money now to be able to buy the food. If I don't have the food stamps, I need to be able to, where do I get my money now? Where do I have my budget? And so I don't have that extra money anymore. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm just saying that this is life, and this is the way things go. Like a lot of people spend so many things on things they don't need. And if they just like almost, okay, say you're a cigarette smoker, like cigarettes cost about $13 a pack, depending on which cigarettes you get. Okay. If you keep on adding that up and you get a card, that's a lot of money.
Crazy.
And if you could use that money, like if you're like all of a sudden you're on a budget and you have to do food. Okay. Now I don't smoke, so obviously I don't have to worry about that. But
my wife does.
Yeah. Okay. So
I basically
all of a sudden you got
for
into a
that
situation,
bad habit.
say all of a sudden you got into a situation where you weren't getting any assistance. You needed assistance, but now the assistance stopped. Okay. Now, if your wife if you know, I'm not going to say she's not intelligent, but I'm saying if she's intelligent, then she's going to look at those cigarettes and be like, okay, wait a second here. I know these are a problem, but I'm choosing these over eating altogether, you know? And you have to kind of like,
Exactly.
if you're a logical person,
Exactly.
you know, you have to kind of like put two and two together here and be like, well, maybe I should just like cut down, at the very least, cut down on my cigarettes so I can afford to buy myself some eggs and some bread, like whatever, like God
Well,
forbid you buy bread,
let's,
but
let's
you know,
let's be honest here. What you generally need the money. I mean, you have a disability, and you deserve the benefit. You're not buying Coca-Cola with it,
no,
like Mitch mentioned. You're not driving
or
an
cocaine,
Escalade to
yeah,
cash in your EBT benefits.
right,
No, and yeah, and like Rick, I don't mind. I'd rather help you guys out. Let's be honest. Like Mitch, it's fine. He makes it sound like, oh, I ain't not making money here. It's not worth my time and all that. And I mean, he's kind of come around and says, I don't do it for the money, whatever. It's like you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be putting a price on your time. Like, yeah, he still works as a programmer, and I'm sure he gets paid very well for it. I
right,
had that mentality when I was a programmer, and I was making $50 an hour, and and I was a contractor, and so it was billable hours, and so literally I didn't have lunch hour, right? I could take a lunch break, but I'm clocked out, take the lunch break, and then clock. I couldn't put that down as part of my billable hours. So I had that mentality. It was like, hey, you want to go to lunch? No, I'd rather have the $50. I'd rather stay working and bill for $50 of work.
right,
You know what I mean? So I was looking at that as money. It's like no, it's not worth my time. And so he's kind of having that mentality. It's like, well, look at all the time I put in every day. Do I get paid for it? No, I'm not making money. It's like, well, first of all, do you need the money? Like, no, you're doing just fine. I mean, you have if you got desperate, there's things he could sell. He could, do away with his lease payment. So I mean, it's all the power to him. He has the right to do it and live the lifestyle that he wants to or choose. But you kind of like, when it sounds like you're saying, pay me for what I'm worth. I'm like, okay, well, I will. If you set your membership to $100 a month, I would probably pay for it some of the time. Especially early on. I mean, I've gotten the benefit I got from him. It's priceless.
right,
He's turned my life around,
yeah,
and I attribute it to him. I'm like, yes, I knew about carnivore and all that, but there was something compelling about him that made me actually do it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He was, for some reason, tipping point.
yeah.
He
No,
he was
I
motivation.
agree. I agree. I agree.
And at the
No,
time I started watching him, I watched him like maybe for a few weeks before he started doing the actual morning coffee with Mitch. He had it before. Remember, he would sit in his, they were pre-recorded. He would sit out on his porch in his comfy chair, smoking a cigar,
well, how are you
and they
smoking
were
cigar?
pre-recorded
I
videos.
what other symbolism is for smoking cigars?
But that's when I first started watching. I started watching those videos and his walk and talks as well. So he had the two kinds, but then he decided, I'm going to actually do a live stream. And that was the other thing I was about to do when I was out here is light this cigar up.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I
No,
started smoking
I
cigars
agree. I agree.
because of him.
Mitch is kind of unique amongst the others. You know, like there's so many people that I love to be able. If I had the money, I'd help as many people as I could. You know, like I'd just be members. Even if I never really went on the memberships, I'd just be like, okay, help you support. I'll pay 1 month. You know, if I had the money. But it's about having whether or not you have it. You know, and
Yeah,
not all
well,
of us have it. You know,
exactly. Mitch is
but one
kind
of
of
the
a tough
things.
nut to crack.
I
He,
mean, one of the things I wanted to
he
do, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you get more of a percentage from the Buy Me a Coffee than you do from the YouTube memberships. So one of the things I wanted to do was, and maybe someday I'll be able to, but I wanted to help Mitch out and put like $20 a month for Buy Me a Coffee that would
no,
just recycle.
you don't need to do that. He doesn't need
No,
the
I
money
don't.
from you.
But it's something like to
You're
help him out.
struggling.
It's something I was thinking of doing. I'm not doing it, you know, and I haven't
But
done
like
it, you know. But
for instance, he's getting old, and he's talking about. For instance, I'll give one specific instance. He's talking about those World War II prints that he has hanging in his living room that are like, I don't know. I think he said they were worth at least 50 grand each,
oh, really?
right? It's like, okay, well, you're getting old. You've enjoyed them. You looked at them. I know they got a lot of sentimental value and all that, but if things get rough, man,
You
do
have
you
them
want to
to
eat
rely
or do you
on.
want to look at those posters?
Yeah,
And that's it. And a lot of us don't have that luxury of looking at a $50,000 poster hanging
right.
while
Which
we're
which
trying to make
again,
ends meet.
I know I don't have to do that. I'm just saying that's something I had thought about, you know, to help him out. Especially like when I just get off a lot, especially when I get off one of his lives and he just got went through the that I'm not getting anything, you know, you kind of feel bad, you know, it kind of goes into your psyche a little bit, you know.
Right.
And so it's stuff different things I thought about. But but then I also look at my wallet, you know, my virtual wallet, so to speak, and I'm like, okay, that's not
Right.
something I can do right now, you know,
But I
and
truly think he doesn't want the money from us that are struggling like
right.
you and Rick.
No, and
He'd much
I
rather
get that,
see
but
them prosper than, you know. And obviously you can't be charitable to everyone
no,
and all that, but if you got value from him, yeah, you should acknowledge it. And even if he is a grumpy old man and you don't agree with his politics and religion and all that,
yeah,
if that message that he has, the health message, made a change in your life, then yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who are who do make money off that thing.
yeah, no, I agree,
So he definitely deserves to get paid for what he's doing.
right,
But you know, when he says here, it's like, well, I'm not going to do it. You know, he's back and forth whether I should do it. You know, should I just? I have the ability to change the channel name and go on to something totally different and be successful at it and make money. I'm like, yeah, but again, you're getting to be 80 years old. Like, do you really want to be working?
yeah,
Really? Like do something that's
yeah,
like he's worked hard on the channel, but I
yeah.
mean, yeah, it's good
Like
to
my
have
grandfather
purpose
goes through the
when
same, you know, yeah, I mean, you know,
if I
I
was him,
but you know, I
I'd
think
still be
you know, I will say that the with my grandfather, okay, my grandfather retired. He retired twice. He retired and then went back to work, and he used to be a janitor, you know. And I'll be honest with you, his life started going down as soon as he retired. You know, like some people just need to
hmm
do something. Some people just need to work. Um, you know, I'm sort of the
right.
same. I'm sort of the same way. I think I feel like I hurt. My body is not fully ready, but my brain is 135,000% ready to work, you know? And, you know, sometimes I have to fight, like, okay, this exhaustion, stuff like that. And the only reason I hold back a little bit more than I maybe should is because for so many times I'd go back to work, and then I also had to go to the hospital because I got really, really sick. So there's probably a little bit of a fear there, I guess you could say. But so Mitch is probably just trying to keep his mind like, hey, you know what? I had the stroke, and I need to prove, at least to myself, that I can do these things again. I can keep on
Yeah.
pondering, you know.
I was totally on board with him changing his time to early. You know, it was, of course, he said it himself. I need to prioritize my recovery more than anything else. I'm like, yes. But I also think that him continuing doing his channel in the morning copies, giving him that purpose, a drive, if you will, and just actually doing it and typing it and all that, that helped in the rewiring of his brain and
Yeah.
gave him the improvement. And he admits that he's, damaged goods and there's nothing he can do about it, and that's fine. I can accept that, and I'm always gonna keep watching, keep subscribing. Yeah, he can be a dick, and it's I think of it as part of the entertainment. Call it the drama factor, if you will. Let's watch Mitch fly off the handle today and get a laugh out of it. But it is a little bit concerned when he goes a little too far, than it seems to be. But again, he's just misunderstood a lot. Like he said, I understand he's about the chats, just like totally ignoring him, and there's people out there that do want the message, and they're being bombarded with rapid fire messages about stupid stuff and all that. It's it just means you've got a happy community that are interacting, and
Yeah.
But I thought he should go back to the pre-recorded ones that I started with. That got my attention.
Yeah.
Listening to him talk out on the porch smoking a cigar.
Right.
And there's so many other YouTubers I follow that don't do. Well, they do live streams. Some of them I don't participate in. Like I said, I watch prepping content and homesteading type content. There's several out there. I watch their daily videos every day. It's like they put an 8-minute, 10-minute video up every day. I watch it. And
I agree. And like I think it's safe to say, like, I know Kilt was telling everybody that like we should all tell our stories and we should all do our own channel and we should all do lives, and some of us are good at it. I shouldn't really say some of us. I can't really speak for myself, but is this?
Am I here?
Yeah. Hey, Bill. How you doing? I saw the thing that you said that you don't ever come on live. So am I like the lucky guy that you're the first time you're on live?
It looks like it.
Yeah. Welcome. How we doing?
Oh, I can't see on my phone. Oh, Bill Cook?
Yes.
Hey, Bill. How's it going?
Good. How you, Gary?
Get
See,
that
you're-
How are
cat
you,
tamed
Gary?
in the
So
other one.
what'd you say you're wearing? 55-pound backpack?
Yeah.
Wow.
All that.
Yeah, double that, but it's a stomach pack. Goes with me everywhere I go.
My stomach's gone. So I gotta carry something.
That looks good. Yeah, I have the weighted vest now, but I used to do the backpack when I worked years ago.
Yeah, I can't afford a weighted vest.
Yeah. Well,
I got these
back
lead,
when I had the backpack,
lead
neither could
from
I.
my.
I finally just had a couple extra dollars and got it. That was my investment.
I got an old house that has lead weights for the windows. And I replaced a few windows and kept the lead weights in my garage. Now I'm using them for my backpack.
Okay. Whatever it takes, right?
Got like,
Whatever it takes.
right. It's free. I already bought the windows.
Yeah. It's the way to do it. I mean, I would have to say probably, and I think we can all agree with this, probably the most resourceful person in here would probably be Rick, in charge of Vopar. I mean, he can,
And I'm right
said
behind
that
him.
he could find a way to like make a computer out of it, if he really
Yeah,
wanted to.
I don't do that, but I'm right behind him.
Yeah.
I wish I lived closer to Rick.
I got a little money sometimes. I'd rather buy another computer. They're only like $200 now.
Yeah, it's true.
A cheap
I
one.
was saying I wish I lived closer to Rick because I got a crap ton of junk pile stuff that he would probably eat up.
Oh,
And
he
I could
probably
supply
would.
him with
He probably would.
computers and old electronics and stuff. In actuality, I got like 3 kind of fairly expensive, not cheap by any means, receivers that the cats have fried by peeing on them. And 2 of them are like the exact same model, the Yamaha receiver. And I was like thinking of just sending them to Rick. I'm like, Rick, if you can make them work, you can have them.
Right.
Or
Why
sell
not?
them for money.
Why not?
I held on to them. I'm never going to do anything with them. I tried to get warranty work, and they sent it back. It's got water damage to it. We can't do anything about that.
Yeah. And
You
Rick just asked, who else makes biogas? I tell you, Rick, I don't make biogas, so
only when I cheat and have some carbs.
yeah. But I've never used it in quite the way that you do, Rick. But,
I mean, I got like bicycle. I have like a high-end mountain bike that I had, and when my son was, just getting big enough to ride a full-size bike, he would once in a while want to grab my bike because it was so nice. It was a Gary Fisher Hookuy Coo. If anyone knows anything about mountain bikes,
I know a little bit, but not a lot.
He rode it over to his friend's house and left it in the driveway while he went inside, probably to play video games. And then that kid's parents got in their minivan, went to back out of the driveway, and ran over the bike. It was like a $1,000 mountain bike back in, the early 2000s. So it was nice. And I mean, it bent the frame a little bit, but all the parts on it, I got like extra set of wheels I got fat boy slicks for riding on the road, mountain bike, off-road wheels. I got carbon fiber handlebars, brakes, all like really upgraded components. Because a friend of mine in West Virginia, when I was working there, he was all about mountain bikes and all that. And he talked me into getting this bike, and I went down to the shop and I got all the gear with it. And, I basically went, and, I was a programmer making $50 an hour and needed something to blow some money on. I went down there and like, tell me what to get. I'll get it. I don't know anything about mountain bikes. So I put together like this, I said, I don't want to overpay. Nothing crazy. I'm just an amateur. Like,
Right.
So, $1,000 mountain bike. It's still sitting in my garage. It basically works. The only thing wrong with it, I guess one of the wheels did get wrecked. But like I said, I have an extra set of wheels on it. The only thing that's wrong is the frame is bent, and it's not even that bad, I don't think. But I've never done anything about it. But I hold on to it, so it's sitting under my. I'm sure if I gave it to Rick, he could straighten out the frame and get the thing working, and it's a really nice bike.
Yeah.
maybe him being.
I want to go back to I used to ride a bike all the time, but then I lost balance and. I lost the toes and everything like that, so it made it very hard for me to do so. But now I found out there's actually tools that you can use for when you have like an amputation like that. There's like a special pedal that you can actually attach to it. So I mean, I still have to get a bike, and I've always liked the mountain bike because I like the seat more. Like I don't like that skinny seat. that you get with 10 speeds. You know,
Yeah,
I like it. Like just because I'm riding a bike doesn't mean I can't be comfortable in my seat.
right. I had those clip-on. Had to wear the special shoes that locked into the pedals, and
Right.
you know
It's
you gotta
well, I want
you
something
gotta
I can
use to
put my
them
foot
quick.
in, but I can also take it out when I need to. That I'm not like locked in and I'm like not caught trying to get my foot back out. You know. But
They're nice. They're nice for the most part, but when you're gonna crash or something, you gotta know you gotta kick your heel out to unlock it
right.
before you crash. Otherwise, you're locked into the bike when you crash.
Yeah, you got to have
I've
to
had
kind
that
of
happen
like.
to me before.
I guess the right thing to say is you have to kind of practice what you're doing, so then you're not just going out on the road. You know, you need to practice.
Yeah,
Like, okay, this is how I have to do
I
it.
did. So that was like in '97. I had that, and I was in West Virginia. So for about, I mean, that bike served me well for I don't know 7-8 years. All right, son wrecked it, but actually that was the last time I was fairly decent shape because of.
I mean, that's.
I mean, I didn't go off roading with it mostly. It
I
was
was gonna say
mostly
it's
on
probably going to
road.
be my next investment is getting a bike, whether I find it in the trash or whatever. You know, but getting a bike and getting that
Well,
special pedal and just starting to practice.
isn't Carnivore great? It's like giving us that opportunity again.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
so I'm like looking forward to next summer. I told you, my weight loss is, yeah, it could go faster, but you know what? I'm good. I probably will. I usually put weight on during the winter months. Maybe this will be the first winter I stay on top of it. And if I do put on weight, if it's just my natural body rhythm, be seasonally put on weight,
All right.
I'll do some fasting and I'll make sure I don't. So when I hit next season, next summer, I'm going to be more active. I'm going to be hitting the pool more often. I live on a golf course. Haven't played it once. I've been here 11 years now. Have not played this golf course. I plan on, and the reason why I didn't is I got too fat. Like even swinging the club, like wasn't comfortable. But so
So Rick
thanks to
said that
Carnivore.
he loses fat in the winter here.
But anyways, yeah, about living next to Rick.
And Sandy's saying, "Go Bill, go." There.
Whew.
So yeah, yeah.
I might
Like
rent a
I
U-Haul and,
do plan
and
when I can. My
unload my
next investment
junk to
is
Rick.
but
Not that he would want it, but
yeah.
I kind of jogged crossing the streets because I don't want no car to hit me.
Well,
It'd probably do more damage to the car with
that's
all
probably
this
one of the
left.
best reasons to go fast across the street. So
No crosswalk.
yeah.
Whew.
yeah, see,
Sometimes I gotta take a
Rick
break.
loses fat in the winter.
So just let you
I
guys
have
know,
I'm gonna come
bronchitis.
stay with you in the winter,
we only
Rick.
have about 20 minutes left for the live before it cuts out. So, which we have, it's time. I just want to give you guys like a heads up that it will automatically cut out in 20 minutes.
I used to have to ring a bell. It says ring bell for beer. So my grandkids will go get me a beer.
Okay. Now, what do you
Because I
say?
couldn't
Like
hardly
ring
go
bell for bacon?
upstairs. I couldn't. Yeah, bacon. I
Give me a
replaced it with
beef
bacon.
stick.
Bacon beef
But
Yeah.
sticks?
I used to ring it, and they'd go get me a beer, so I wouldn't have to go up the stairs and back because I'd be out of breath.
Right. Now you can.
You don't know how to boil an egg? Let me show you, son.
I taught all my grandkids to get me a beer because I was one of those guys that work hard, play hard all the time. But my liver got a hold of me and got extra large.
Yeah.
Started pushing up on my diaphragm.
It makes it hard to breathe. Yeah.
Hell yeah. My liver went to mild fatty liver,
So,
so
Bill,
I think it's probably getting better. Yeah.
you got any of your family members on Carnivore?
My wife
Your wife?
and my grandkid One of them, he moved in with us last December. And he moved out in May. He was on carnivore 6 months. He claims he was on another month and then he fell off. But the good thing is, at least he knows about it. He went from a 5X
Right,
to a 2X. He's a big boy. He liked them
right.
Doritos.
Yeah.
5X to
I wish
2X.
I could get. I wish I could get my family members on it. I actually did call one of my sisters yesterday, and she's struggled with weight her whole life. But she's 71 now, and she's like at 200 pounds, which is great for her because she was much, much heavier than that through most of her life. And she's heavy keto and Atkins, and I talked to her first time in a few years yesterday. She asked me how I'm doing, and first thing I said, I'm doing great. I'm on carnivore. I lost 80 pounds or so. She's like, "Oh wow, that's great. What's carnivore?"
Right?
I told her fatty meat and all that, and she's like, "Oh, I love fatty meat. It's great and all that." But she's more into keto and Atkins and all that. I'm like, "Well, listen, sis, you sound like you're 80% there. You
Right.
need to now step it to the next level and try this carnivore thing." And I started going into all the benefits. And when I tried to give her like the condensed commercial as I could about it, and she respects me. She won't. She knows I got a head on my shoulder, and
Well, she can go to ketovore also. That would probably help.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't do the
Or
carnivore,
ketovore.
yeah, so it should be easy. I told her, I'm like, listen, sis, it'll be easy for you. She said the only prescription she's on is the last 2 years she's been on blood pressure medicine. I said, you know what? Every carnivore I know got rid of their
off
blood pressure medicine being on the carnivore.
Mine's down like Rick's blood pressure. I've had 90/60.
I don't
Which
even
is
know what
crazy to
mine is.
me.
well,
I think
It
normally
was
mine
never
runs
an
around
issue.
110/70, but being at 64 years old, that's not bad.
yeah.
Actually, it's pretty good if you ask me.
I mean, I think carnivores
My
help
break,
a lot of us. And I think people it's not helping, it's they're just not haven't gotten to that point yet.
that's because the carbs are loud.
Yeah. So
Carbs and
Rick, your
sugar.
blood pressure is way too low for a heart attack. I'm telling you, you're going to fail at this heart attack thing, Rick. Okay.
Speaking of which, that's what's for dinner for me tonight. Heart
Heart attack
attack
chicken?
chicken thighs.
Yeah.
On sale at the supermarket. Actually went into the supermarket for like the first time in a few years. And to
Yeah.
my surprise,
I'm yet to try Rick's heart attack chicken. I think I might make it soon, but
they had big packages of chicken legs, chicken thighs for I guess it was 99 cents a pound. So I bought a huge package of each. I've already went through the chicken legs, heart attack style. Now I'm going to start on the chicken breast.
I got to figure
And
out how to
like,
turn this on.
stuff's on sale.
I got to
Take
figure out how
advantage
to
of
turn it
it.
off. I'm almost home.
Was that, Bill?
How do I do?
Oh. I've been
I need to
subscribed to
figure it out.
the channel for a little bit.
Okay. I think I'm subscribed to Bill's channel. I don't
He's
get to
been
really
working
watch.
on this
I don't
Pharaoh's
really get to
hat.
watch every video, so but I try
Yeah,
subscribing to everybody's channel just because of the concept of
helping each other out.
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, bought you a coffee before I came on, so I
I
paid
saw that and I appreciate
I
that.
paid the toll.
Thank you.
We won't let you starve, Thomas.
I
If
wasn't.
this shutdown goes in the next year, we'll take care of you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I know you got family too. I mean, your sister you talked about. She
well,
wouldn't let you
yeah,
starve,
well,
would she?
she can take care of herself. Um,
No, you. I'm talking about. She wouldn't
oh,
let
you
you.
mean like her helping me? Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure if I really, really needed it, she would. Okay. The only problem is how she would have
No,
helped
you don't want.
is she would have bought me the food, and since she's not carnivore, she would have bought me like crackers and stuff that I really don't need. So
Hey, look,
I'd
this
rather
is
have
not
her
the.
help in a different way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah. This is a a minor inconvenience. We're not.
Yeah, no,
I'm not looking for survival food. I mean, eat or die. So don't give me that crap. I'll save that to the very end.
right. So we have United Carnivore. I'm trying to think. Is that Michael United Carnivore? Right? Is your name's Michael, right? United Carnivore. I always get things mixed up. And then you also have the father of United Carnivore.
Hey guys.
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah.
hey, Michael, how you doing? Um,
I was saying, Thomas, we need you more than ever now. We need a cool place to hang out, be social.
yeah, yeah. I would love to do daily lives, but I mean, it's finding that right time space, because you know, because I don't want to interfere with other people's lives too. I like to kind of, but I do value everybody that comes on here, new and old, and or I shouldn't really say old. We're not old in carnivore. We're just seasoned. Maybe I guess would be a better word. You know,
Right?
we're seasoned like a good steak. With nice salt.
You're 3 years younger than me, Thomas, and you're getting younger. Uh, I try to catch up.
I'm
I
sorry.
can't keep up with you.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry about that. I'm telling you, it's carnivore. Even like my hair
And
still
like
looks.
you're saying, carnivore. I mean, is you know, if we're ever feeling bad, feeling down, we cheat. We don't beat ourselves up. We look forward to getting back in carnivore again, back on track.
Yeah, I
Never
mean,
before have I ever tried a diet where I said, you know what, you know, I've cheated. I can't wait to go back on that diet. Carnivore's the only one. You know,
yeah,
I've been struggling weight my whole life and all this stuff. By the time they'll find a cure for it, there'll be a drug or whatever. I mean, call it Ozempic or whatever. But it's funny that the key was there the whole time.
oh
You know what I mean? If we just knew, like, there's something about my body, no matter what I eat, turns to fat, whatever. My wife, she's a sugar addict. She can she could live and thrive and does out of a candy store and still be skinny as a rail. It's no problem. And
yeah,
she, there's definitely a genetic thing. There's something about her genetic, and and then my son got her genetics because he can eat anything he wants,
right.
and
Yeah, my
he
grandfather used
does
to have a
not
term
put
for that.
on
He
any
used to
fat.
say that those people have hollow
My daughter,
bodies.
my daughter, unfortunately, she's a mini me. She's got the same body issues as me and struggles with her weight and all that. I mean, I'd like to get her on carnivore, and hopefully, I can set an example with her. I mean, she moved uh, out of the house. I don't know, 4 or 5, 6 months ago. Can't remember when, but I really don't see her that much. And I saw her for the first time in a few months the other day,
Yeah,
and she's like, "Wow, Dad, look at you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, still doing the carnivore thing, and she's tried keto but not very successful.
Well,
She's too much on the
I'm getting people to
you know
recognize my triumphs. However, those people are at that stage now that, oh, well, it worked for you,
right.
but it's not going to work for me. You know,
Right.
and
The thing
the
is, like,
thing
if
is,
you could only get them to try it.
right. The thing is, there's certain people that are not going to try it because, this is where the rub is. Okay, my family are in very, like, on the surface, are in very good shape. They have full energy. My niece, nephew, everybody. They don't really eat the great food, or at least the food that we should be. The nutrient food that we need to eat. They eat a lot of, like, cakes and candies and stuff like that. And they think they're eating healthy, but they're not really eating healthy. But the thing is they
Right.
don't have that much. They body wise, they're in great shape, So in their opinion, they're doing great because they have such great energy. They have such great, you
Well,
know.
she doesn't.
No, I'm just saying for
My
my
daughter.
family. So when you have, like, this is why I can't really convince anybody to try what I'm doing, because it's like, well, what
Gotcha.
it works for you, and so they can't get their head fully wrapped around it, at least not that I can see. Okay, now when I see them on Thanksgiving, then perhaps there'll be a different story, but
I'm wondering if maybe like she's gonna set a New Year's goal and like I'm gonna go on keto again and I'm gonna do
for your,
maybe I can
yeah, um
help her out more
maybe,
then.
and you can only hope, right?
Yeah. I'm
you
like,
know
I'm gonna tell her. I said, look, girl, you and me are like got the same body almost. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We're cut from the same mold. And you know what? I figured out
what's
the
working for
answer.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, what's working for me is gonna work for you. I almost guarantee it.
yeah,
But she's too much. She manages a bar and works in a bar, so she's into the late night stuff. And
yeah.
she's got I hate to say it, but the leftist mindset and entitlement, and what I mean. Woe is me and all that, but
Right.
I gotta keep up with my friends, and I gotta you know
Yeah.
I gotta drink. I gotta have those drinks with my friends, and I gotta do this. And
Somebody came back, and the
I'm
cat came
back. Kind of
back.
like Gary, you know.
cat emergency.
No, the cat. Well, no, yeah, cat, catastrophe. No, everything is good. I know
You're
we
trying
only
to
got
say
like
the
10 minutes
word, but
left,
you
right,
couldn't
Thomas?
because you were catatonic. I get it.
10 minutes left, right?
About,
2 hours? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna check out, guys.
Oh,
I
Okay.
got my phone's dying, and I got to put together some chairs. So,
I just got here.
See,
do you have
you're
for me?
you're
Can I
No,
help you
Gary,
out
you
with
can
your
go ahead. You can go
diet?
ahead. It's
you're
fine. I
kicking people
understand.
off there, Lewis.
I feel like it was me. No, it's fine. It's fine.
All
Well,
right,
this
let's
Well,
see if
we
I can figure
will
this out.
close it out.
Oh my god!
Oh, I'm stuck again.
All right.
Yeah, you got to pick the little waffle and then or the
Yeah, I'm closing the tab.
yeah. Okay, that's one way to do it.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
So yeah, thank you, Gary. I appreciate it.
I know if we can ever give this
Working on it.
website feedback, it's about how there needs to be a clear button for like get me out of here. There
There
it
we go.
is.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about StreamYard a little bit better
It's a
is
little clearer.
there is that leave button that's right. It makes it so easy.
Yeah.
So Sandy just mentioned that basically that the younger aren't desperate yet.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say about that, I agree. But when we're talking about my family, don't forget my sister and brother-in-law aren't young. They're younger than me, yes, but they're not young. She's
Yeah, and
50 and
we
he's
say this all the time.
52.
People need to get to that desperate, rock bottom point.
Right.
Um,
And right now
you
they're
know,
not there.
I wasn't there either.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
So
but
when they
everyone
when they
gets
look
there
at
at
me, they
different
just look at
times.
like carnivores helping me, but they're not going to see it as something they need to
Well,
do.
yeah, it's helping you because you need it. They don't
Right.
need it.
Right.
They're fine.
Exactly.
And
But
listen,
could it still help them? Sure. It could still help them.
and
But
our bodies can keep going
right.
for a while until it can't. You
Right.
know, so
Like I know they do have some health issues. It's just not anything that they can see. Like I know he has high blood pressure and stuff like that. So I know there's some things that can.
listen, that's a killer right there. High blood pressure.
Oh, it is, but he just won't be able to see like, you know. But as I will get healthier, as I get better, then the way I look at it is as I get better and better, and I think I've improved so much since last year. When I saw them last at Thanksgiving, I think there was so much. Well, I actually saw them in Easter, but I was only 4 months in by then. So now it's about 11, it will be about 11 months, actually almost 12 months. Like the
Hmm.
time frame,
Yeah.
So I'm sure I've changed enough that's now going to make them kind of be like, okay, we need to know a little bit more about this. Maybe not for them to change, no, but maybe to still inquire a little bit, if that makes sense. Actually, no,
And
last time I saw them was
I
July.
think I think it was Gary that said, um, or no, maybe it was Bill that said at least they know about it.
Yeah,
You know,
they are
like
aware.
when I was, in my 30s and with type 2 diabetes, sure, did I know that the sugar and stuff like that wasn't good? Sure, but you didn't know,
Yeah.
you know. So, and I don't have kids. I know you don't have kids. Um, and it's hard for parents. I know it's very hard for parents because kids don't always never listen to what the parents say. But as long as they know, you
Yeah.
know, I don't know.
What was that old NBC? Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah,
They used to play on GI Joe every
yeah.
day. But
So
yeah.
is retired Rick is going live at 2? Oh, with Rick
No, it's the other. It's Charger Mopar's going live with Bob. Probably
at 2.
semi-retired at 2.
Okay, good. So it's actually perfect timing for this to end, and we'll go over there.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm gonna
I'm
actually
gonna
go make
go into
myself.
Rick's. I'm gonna
I'm
go into
making
their
myself my
chat.
last meal of the day, and then I'll
I'm
come
gonna
on.
go into their chat, and I'm going to talk about random things, not appropriate stuff. That
Yeah,
wah wah wah.
confuse Bob there.
Yeah, I'm gonna confuse them.
Rick,
I just
Rick will be
had
laughing the whole time, but confuse Bob.
I just had 3 eggs, and then we get these bratwurst from Costco. They're so good.
Hmm.
I cut the casing off of it and just got the meat out, and I crumbled up the meat. So I cooked the meat in some bacon grease. Then I put the eggs in there. I scrambled the eggs, and then I put a half an avocado. So I had half an avocado, a bratwurst, 3 eggs, and then yesterday Michelle made carnivore cheesecake. So good,
Was it good? So,
so good.
who did you get the recipe from?
So
Like,
we actually use my mom's regular cheesecake recipe, and we just substitute. It's
just
already
it's
carnivore. We just substitute um, the crust for pork rinds,
okay.
and we substitute the sugar for allulose. And I basically like my mom's recipe calls for, and everything else is carnivore. Sour cream's carnivore, cream cheese carnivore, and then basically I just asked ChatGPT. I said, um, what's the equivalent of 1.5 cups of sugar in allulose? And it's like 2 cups of allulose. It's a little bit more.
Oh, really? I
So
would have thought it would have been less because of the-
allulose is not as sweet.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not as sweet, but
Yeah, I
it's let me
know.
tell
I
you, this
know.
cheesecake is so good.
When I
Oof.
used to do Splenda, I read the thing, and
It's
it's like
sweeter.
actually half of what sugar would be.
Yeah,
It's
it's sweeter, but the
that's
cheesecake's really
interesting.
good. But I'm fasting for 3 days starting tonight. Um, I'm doing 72 hours every week. So
Okay.
I had my
And how's that
cheesecake.
working for you?
It's good. I like it. I
Okay.
like, not I love to eat, right? That's the problem, right? Um, but also I love not eating. You know what it's
Right.
like. It's
Well,
so
I think what it is like you love to eat, right? But I think there's a certain feeling that you get when you don't eat,
yeah.
and it's not really the fact you're not eating. I mean, it's the concept of I
Mhm.
feel good about myself when I'm able to do.
Yeah, so I'm doing 72 hours
We're gonna
and
be
then
ending in 5 minutes, so
yep, we are yep, oh, I'm getting the warning.
yeah. Oh, you get it too? I didn't realize that
Yeah,
you
because
got
we
it.
know before it's funny. Before I didn't log in as me, so I didn't have the controls. But now I logged in as me, so now I have the as the
All
moderator.
right, so I'm gonna end it here, and then we can
All
just
right,
go
guys,
off.
I'll see you over at Rick and Semi-Retired Bob's
Yeah,
live stream. I will be in the chat answering every question. Even if you have questions that are not about carnivore, we can talk about it in the chat.
of course.
All
So,
right, guys, see you later.
I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Yep.
All right. All right, Lewis. All right, so everybody, live, love, heal, and as much as you can, no matter what the circumstance, eat the meat. You guys have a good day, and thank you for being here.